Hi, Jeremy.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming into the Chili Bee Shoe Shop. My name is Hannah, and I'm going to be doing your measurements today for your custom shoes.
Awesome.
So basically what that's going to involve is me just checking a bunch of different measurements around the foot, the ankle. We're also going to try on a pair of shoes just to kind of get a sense of what textures feel good, check to see if we want to add any lifts or change the arch shape at all, and then we'll get to making your perfect pair of shoes.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. So let's start by just having you remain seated. I'm going to grab my measuring tape and take some initial measurements while you're sitting down.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start with the left side. So if you can just square up your legs, whatever's comfortable about hips distance apart, and just have them naturally fall flat on the floor. So if you need to push them out a little bit, whatever would be your natural seated stance. Good. Okay. I'm going to take some initial measurements, and we do this because when you stand up, your weight shifts either forward or backward, side to side, and we just want to make sure the shoe is comfortable at all points when you're both seated and standing. Okay, so I'm just going to get initial measurement here. Lining that back up with the back of your heel. Okay. Just going to double check that against the other side. And that's the same. Okay, I'm just going to get from the bone on the inside of your right foot here to the outside. And I'm going to check the back of the heel as well. Good. I'm just going to get from the top tip of your front toe to the side here. Great. Now I'm going to do some circumference checks. So I want to get the ankle, around the foot, and the arch as well. So I'm going to start with right about here. The shoes are low, so we don't have to worry about going up into the calf. I'm just going to get right where that bone, ankle bone, is. Good. And could you slightly lift your foot for me so I can get underneath? That's very good. You can put it down. Okay, good. I'm just going to take a few measurements here, first right in the middle, sliding it down just a bit. There you go, right under that. Okay, and up again, and I'm just going to get it right above the ankle. Go ahead, set it down. Could you go ahead and flex your foot upwards towards me? Yep, that's fine. You can just stick your foot out like that. That's perfect. I'm just going to check how activating that muscle group changes the size. Okay. Good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other side. Alright, so I'm just going to do all the same measurements on this side. So starting from front to back, thank you. And just checking that against the other side, the inner side of the foot. That's the same. Okay. Again, I'm just getting some circumference here. I'm going to start out with the ankle, the bony part. And just lift your foot up slightly for me. So a bit of neck. That's good. You can set it down. Good. And then this front section here. Okay. And one more back here. Okay, can you go ahead and do that same way you flex your foot? Excellent. Again, just seeing what it looks like when the muscles are engaged. Good. So I'm going to go ahead and move you over to the table now, and we'll finish the measurements there.
Sounds good.
Alright, great. So what I'm going to do is just make an outline of each foot. So here's right, left. And I'm just going to use a pencil just to trace the outline of the foot itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and to the other side. Alright, and I'm just going to recheck some of those measurements now that you're standing up. I want you to shift your weight back and forth just a little bit. Just find where you feel like the center is, sort of towards your toes and back, forward and backwards. And then settle where you feel like you're standing up, right in the middle of your foot. Good. Okay. And as is normal, the feet are going to be just a smidge longer when you're standing up versus when you're sitting down, because the muscle is not contracted. go ahead and get a ruler for the other side, and then we'll do the measuring tape for both sides. Again, I'm just going to slide this measuring tape right underneath your foot here, and you can set it down. And I'm going to put it up to the front, yep. And one more measurement right in the back. Okay. Just going to record those. And the same thing on the other side. You can set down. Okay. And just slightly forward. Okay. And the last one here in the back. Okay. Good. And the last thing I'm just going to do is just get ankle measurements here. Check this other side. On the ball. All right. So what I'd love to do is get you to try on a pair of our sample shoes based on the measurements I've taken, what will be the closest to you. Obviously yours will be custom, so they'll be made for your foot. But I'm going to have you try on a pair of sample shoes just so I can feel where your toes are hitting and where there might be some places we want to make sure fit correctly, okay?
Sounds good.
So feel free to go have a seat to put this back on. So go ahead, put that on your right foot. If you need assistance, let me know. Good. I'll tie them up for you. And good. I'm going to have you move back to the table here and stand up so I can just... Alright, so I'm just going to be feeling where your toes are hitting. These are just a little bit long. We have about 2 millimeters in the back that would need to come in. How does that feel arch support wise?
It feels okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's try it. I'm just gonna see. I'm just gonna put this, lift your left foot up for me. Put that down. Does that feel more or less supportive?
A little more.
Okay, good. You can put that, bring that back up. just make a note. We're going to raise that arch a little bit higher. Alright, the last thing I want to have you do is just take a look at some of our swatches and sort of pick out and circle things that you might be interested in us, fabric-wise or design and style-wise.
Perfect.
Feel free to go back, have a seat. You can remove these shoes. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to go grab that book for you. Alright, so if you want to just take a look through, just choose a couple of fabrics and colors you might be interested in, and we can do our best to accommodate. The gray suede has been very popular for an inner lining as well. People find that to be very comfortable and doesn't have a lot of issues with sweating or getting, messed up with time.
Gotcha. Does look nice.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jeremy.
Thank you.
We'll give you a call when your shoes are ready for fitting.
Thank you so much.